Okay, we're ready when you are, Mike. Hey, everybody, welcome to Buzzing About Romance. I am Becky, and joining me for this episode are all of these people. Hi, Leah.
Hi.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
And Jenny. Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Becky.
Although I was a little concerned, like right before Michael's like, we're live, you kind of walked off screen, and he's like, where'd she go? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Don't worry, she'll be back.
Maybe she's done with us.
Yep, that was it.
Um, okay. So I'm really excited for this episode, but we got some things we got to talk about first. So on this episode, welcome to another exciting episode of Buzzing About Romance. Today we're diving into the world of love, competition, and the enchanting city of Paris. Whether you're a sports enthusiast captivated by the Olympics or a dreamer longing for the romance of Parisian streets, we've got the perfect game recommendation. We have the perfect book recommendations for you. Join us as we explore these stories that celebrate the thrill of the games, the magic of the city of love. Grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's embark on this literary journey together. But before you can have the book recs, we got to talk Olympics first.
Yeah, we do.
Because I'm a little obsessed.
I mean, I've always been a little obsessed, but it's even worse this year.
So, who watched the opening ceremonies? I watched the opening ceremonies.
I did.
I watched a chunk of it.
I really enjoyed it. I thought they were really well done. The entire time we're watching it and they're on the boats, the teams, I thought it was interesting that they decided to do the parade of the countries, the
In the sun.
well, in the Seine, but also like in the middle of the ceremonies. Usually it's like you get the artistic
Yeah.
applications and then
Or
the
it's like you get all of the teams and then the artistic application.
yeah. So I thought
I
that
was
was
more concerned that they said the E. coli level was too high to be in the water, but then they were spraying water
yes.
on everybody.
So this is where I'm going with this. The entire time I'm
C'est la
watching
vie.
this, Mike is like, and some poop just floated by. And hey,
Ew,
look, there's some more poop
ew.
going by.
Is
The
that really a thing?
it is. It
It is a
is.
thing.
Yeah.
That river is not very clean and
No.
they have to figure out something else for the open water competitions that were supposed to be held there.
Yeah, because it's very dirty. But supposedly, like somebody who's like a higher official, like in
The
France,
mayor.
the mayor,
The mayor.
took a swim.
Yeah, because the president was also going to get in the water, but then people figured out how to time their poops to make it to where they were going to get in the water, like where you could poop
Like at what time
or
you needed to poop.
into the water to get your poop to the place where they were getting in the water. So they changed their date, and the president was like, "Yeah,
And in all honesty, the people of France, while we are loving these games, they did not want these games. Like there are some
No.
political, and we're not going to get into the political things because I have other big thoughts. The stories that I love the stories of the
Mhm.
games of the athletes and how they get to where they're going.
And I will say, like, the social media use that we are getting, like, it's really nice this time around. Like, it's not like I don't want to like doom scroll like in a bad way. Like I get very excited every time a new TikTok or something like that comes up. Like it's not this toxic like chaos. Like there's good
There
things.
is, but I am really enjoying the stories of the refugee team.
Hmm.
That's been really neat, and there is a chance for one of them, one of the women, to win in boxing.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. But there are other things that are happening in the Olympics that I'm also obsessed with. Like, first of all, NBC Universal, you are a genius because I am tuning in to see where is Snoop next. Do you know he has a hashtag?
I mean,
Does
as
he?
he should.
I love
Like,
that he's a
where's
part of it.
Snoop or something like that? Like, follow
It's
Snoop at
like
the
where in the
games.
world is Carmen San Diego, but
Yeah.
it's like where's Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
I love that
Like,
because I'm gonna say I like him. I've liked him since he came on the scene way back in the day.
it's so fun seeing him at the different events and cheering people on. Um, but I like today I watched fencing, and I do think that that's something that we're having a little bit better of the coverage because they're not doing the time delay.
Well, but also like I was talking to Michael about it either today or last night, like the fact that like there's so many like the way that TV is nowadays and like the streaming option and they can like have all those replays, like yes, like the time difference like makes a big difference. But at the same rate, like we were watching gymnastics from yesterday.
Yeah.
So I really like the fact that like we can pick and especially on Peacock, like if you're watching, like you can pick and choose what you want to watch. Like if you go into like the swimming like circle, you can watch all the swimming. Like I really am happy and excited about the way that it's set up this
It was
year.
really interesting. At the end of the gymnastics tonight, they switched over to surfing because it was
Hmm.
11 p.m. in France, but it was 11 a.m. in Tahiti,
Hmm.
where the surfing competition is. Lindsay, have you watched any of the surfing?
I can't.
Why?
They're so hot.
Oh my God.
I don't know what I
That
was
does not
I
help
don't
us.
know what I
Like
was expecting.
I
I
thought
was
there was
like,
like like a
it.
technical reason or like a
I'm like,
physical reason that you
I
couldn't
could give
watch
you.
it.
I
They're
mean, I
just too
I
hot.
will say that the only sports I've watched this weekend are baseball, and I've been severely disappointed. Like, I'm so mad. Like, why are they all playing like garbage? Like, clearly, anyway, that's a sidebar. And also, like, the only baseball that should be played right now is during the Olympics, and I'm still peeved that they don't play. Like, the MLB athletes cannot represent their country in the Olympics. That's
Mm.
the whole thing. The
Well,
players.
they're one of the only professional teams that doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's in the middle of their season. It's in the middle of their season for one. And
But
then,
hockey is too.
yeah, exactly. And Bryce Harper, he actually has like formed a coalition of players that have been advocating for them to take a month-long pause so
Mhm.
that they can participate in the Olympics. So I'm hoping that for the next one, they sort this out. But for the time being, no.
Okay, so
But they're too hot.
Lindsay's not watching surfing
I
because
really
people are
love
too hot.
surfers. Yeah, yeah.
I am enjoying the surfing. It looks very dangerous though. Like I'm having a
It is
lot of
very dangerous.
like tomorrow the conditions are supposed to be 10-foot waves.
You're having a lot of mom
That's
moments, aren't you?
small.
Yeah.
They will surf like 30+ foot waves, and it is literally tens of thousands of tons of weight. And like, it's incredible that there aren't more like death events in that sport because it is insane.
Jesus. We got dark real quick, guys. Okay, I do want
Not
to
to
talk
mention
about
the rate.
I do want to talk real quick though. So, we were talking before we started about books we want to see out of the Olympics, and surfing brings up a book I want. Their village is a cruise ship. They're floating in the middle of
Oh, really? That's cool.
What?
I need a surfing cruise ship romance. Don't you? Now, like Team USA, Team Australia, they have host families on the actual island that they stay in homes and aren't on the boat. But like Canada's on the boat and they do take respites on the boat. But it's a floating
I would
Olympic
read that
village.
book.
I would read that book. Although I mean I'm not a cruise person. But
Ew. But that would be different because it's
Yeah, it's anchored
it's
and
like
not. Yeah.
yeah. When they're not going from like port to port and they do get off it, it's not like they're stuck there for like
right.
weeks.
Yeah.
Right. There's little guys on Sea-Doos that take them back and forth and put
Yeah.
them out
Like they go
on.
home every day. No, they
That's so fun.
Well,
I
no, there are
wanna take
people
a Sea-Doo
staying
to and
on the
from my
cruise ship
work.
for the entire competition.
that'd be
Like that's where
gross.
that's their apartment is the cruise ship.
But I mean, that's different.
Speaking
I
of
don't know if I
apartments,
could do
we
that.
want to talk about the alleged rumors that they got cardboard beds to
No,
prevent.
they
They
don't.
do
They
have
did.
cardboard beds.
There's not rumors. Like there are tons of people showing you their beds, but one chick was like, I had the best sleep of my life.
And actually, I shared a TikTok with the group chat of our favorite female rugby player, Ayana. I can't think of what her Mauler.
I can't
It's
think of what her last name is.
Mahler. Mailer, maybe.
It could be anything.
She
Who
and the
knows how to
rugby,
pronounce it?
she and her rugby friends put the bed to a test.
They did.
And they jumped on it. They rolled around on it. One of them did
They
a
are sturdy.
belly flop on it. The bigger issue apparently is the Olympic Village tried to do more plant-based food selections, and a lot of the athletes are complaining they're not able to consume enough calories with the
Mhm.
provided food.
Right. They need
And
some
then-
protein. I mean, not that vegetables don't have protein, but
And
But
like
they need a lot of
of them eat like
protein.
really high protein diets, and they're not getting their like nutritional, like their basic, because a lot of them have like diets that they have to follow like during the Olympics, and they're not getting like their calorie counts like
Yeah.
right based on like what they need.
Well, and I guess there were some issues with some meat being raw. So, like, Team Great Britain has brought in their own chef and restaurant now. Like, they're going to a restaurant outside the village
I don't blame them.
to eat. And, of course, there are some issues getting the foods to cook. There are shortages.
Hmm.
And the people of France have been saying there are shortages. Again, won't get into that. Lindsay, do you have any surfing romances that if people are loving surfing competitions, what books should they read?
I have so many. Like, I found so many sports that are, I looked at the Olympic list and then I scrolled Reddit for hours. So for surfing, I have The Tides Between Us by Callie Mealy. He is a professional surfer on break, and she is deaf and takes care of rehabilitating sea turtles. So they bond because he finds a sea turtle. It's really cute. I really liked this book. Out of the Blue by Catherine Nolan. That is one of my top 5 reads. I love that book. Obsessed. And then I have Hit the Spot by Jay Daniel. And I actually had a male, The Sea Ain't Mine Alone by C.L. Beaumont.
Okay.
I have a lot. I have a
Um,
lot for all the categories. I'm breaking all the rules because you all want me to.
We
do, we
do.
do.
And also, I just went totally left.
so Veronica Eden has The Devil You Know. He is a surfer. He's not a professional surfer. It's just part of his personality. He's a surfer. Jenny, what do you got for surfing? Anything?
I just had Out of the Blue by Catherine Nolan.
Yeah.
And I have zero surfers because
Yeah.
Surfers.
I only picked one book for like each of the ones I found because there is a lot going on at the Olympics.
There is a lot going on, and I did a post on our website. So if you go over to the website, I kind of tried to cover some of the main sports like baseball, basketball, gymnastics, and some of those just that are commonly known. So somebody had, because I was seeing so many people being like, where are the Olympic sports recs? Where are the Olympic sports recs? So I was doing that. One of the other things that I have been captivated by is rugby, and I actually shared a screenshot with everybody. Apparently, 2 rugby players traded shorts after a game.
So gross.
And
That is really
Apparently, this
disgusting.
is a thing. Like,
is it a thing? Did you look it
I
up,
don't know if
Jenny?
it's like tradition or something.
Listen,
It's gross.
those men
Like, did you
and
see
thick
those
thighs.
thighs in that picture?
Yes, yes, ma'am. But what
I
I'm
mean,
saying is,
go
I
ahead
don't
and
want
trade your shorts. Just give
Yeah.
us more thighs.
I just don't want sweaty underpants or sweaty shorts.
Well,
Yeah,
I
like-
mean, at that point, like you're already super sweaty. You do
but
even notice?
somebody
Like,
else's, like, oh,
yeah, but you have been like rubbing up against them like in the scrum the entire time. So like you're already wearing like 30 other people's sweat.
what
Like
do
when
you
you
do
think
with
about
someone
it.
else's short?
I don't know, but I'm just
Okay.
saying, like you're already like encased in two
Do you
teams
think they
worth.
wash them, right? Like we trade shorts
Yeah,
and then I
but
wash
like,
them.
do they wash them and then like keep a collection, or do they wear the?
I
what-
don't know that part. That's not important. But there's a lot of closeness, but also the refs are quite attractive in rugby as well.
The refs are just as attractive as the players. Like,
I mean, I enjoy rugby just for that.
Lindsay, What are your thoughts on rugby?
Go Team Spain.
Go team. Do you have any book recs?
Oh.
Wow. Lindsay. Are we gonna have to worry about Charlie, like, and his husband status?
He's not even here. He's fine. I have Nalini Singh, her Hard Play series, Playing It Cool by Amy Andrews. And then there have been so many recs for Rosalind James from our community. So
Yeah.
Amy Andrews, like that one, it's an entire series. It's the Sydney Spoke series. I think it's like 5 books,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, because I have the Amy Andrews series. Also, Jock Rules by Sarah Nate is a rugby romance.
Mm-hmm.
The Proposal by Adriana Locke. He is a rugby player. And then
Oh,
ahead.
excuse me. Rebecca Norin has one. It's called Trying Sophie, and then the Penny Reed LH Causeway rugby series.
That was fine.
And Matt Peters, he is British and adorable over on the Tiki Tac, and he writes the Rucking Rugby Men. They're male romances.
Mm.
Lord of the Loch is my favorite. Finn is a Welsh rugby royalty. Like, he is,
Like they just let him go out there and get hit.
he's not royalty. He, like, his
Okay.
dad was a well-known rugby player. Like, he
Gotcha.
is.
Well, but Sarah has another one in that Jocks on Campus series. It's which one is it? He is like part of the royal family, and he does play.
I think Prince of the Pitch is also a rugby player and a prince, a royal romance. But they're all male. Hey,
But
listen.
a pitch is a soccer field. I don't think a rugby field is called
the
a pitch.
rugby field is also called the pitch.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
Karina Halley has one called The Play, and then Rochelle Page, she has a college series. It's called Push the Envelope. It's college rugby, so it's not quite the same. But...
Another thing that's pretty amazing right now in the Olympics is Flavor Flav and his love of women's water polo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you watched him?
I haven't gotten to see like a lot of
He's
him. No.
A hoot.
did any of you find recs for water polo? I did.
did.
No,
Game-
I would
have
like.
one.
Game for Anything by Bella Andre. It focuses on
Ooh.
a variety of sports, but some of the characters in that play water polo.
I mean, I would read a water polo romance.
Yeah.
It was on my books I want list.
It's
I found
intense.
recs for 24 sports represented in the Olympics.
Go you.
Lindsay, you're
okay,
gonna have to just do
There's
a
not
whole
a ton of
post.
volleyball romances, to be honest.
I didn't
I
come
have
across any
some.
volleyball romances in my searching.
Do
Tony,
you know how long I scoured Reddit for
Did you
anything?
doom scroll?
I was on Reddit for a long time, you guys. A long time.
Tony
Like,
Leo, Tony Leo's Spiked by Love. It's new adult college, and she's a volleyball player.
Mm.
And he's kind of the nerdy son of a hockey hero, and his mother owns the hockey team. So there's multiple sports in it, but it definitely plays up women's athletics, which is very nice.
Lindsay, you just wrecked a volleyball
best
book.
friend- The Best Friend and the Shortstop by Ginger Scott. That is both baseball and volleyball. She is the athlete, the female main character. And I was just looking because I thought I had another Once Upon a Player by I can't read my handwriting.
I have what it was, A Best Friend's Brother, volleyball hockey romance by Gracie Ryan.
Okay.
And that's book 1 in that series. I also had a water polo. They were male out in the deep, and then like it's a 10-book series where like each of the characters, they're all male, but each of the characters play a sport that is in the Olympics.
Awesome. Love that.
Sorry. The volleyball book by Ginger Scott is actually The Tomboy and the Captain. I said the one that is
At least just it,
baseball. This is actually hockey.
and volleyball.
Did anybody watch the swimming today, not
I
water.
watch the swimming. We watch a
Yeah,
lot of
that's.
the swimming.
I'm gonna watch everything after we're done
Okay. Um,
here.
the swimming is fascinating, but have you seen Bob, the cap retriever, in his cute little
Mhm.
Speedo?
He has to
Well,
go in the water to get the cats.
Yeah, so
well,
if
because
a
cats
player
will pop off or like
Right.
break while they're in the water, and so he has to go down and get them off the bottom
so
of the pool.
why they after they break, and apparently there are problems with the pool. It is
Oh,
point
imagine that.
0.5 meters too deep, and it's creating issues. I don't know, Mike was explaining to me it's creating issues with how they swim and the perception of how fast they're going. It actually, because it looks deeper, makes them seem they're going slower, but they're actually going the same
Didn't they
speed.
just take some water out of the pool?
No, it's
It has to do with the sensors on the bars and stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, there's that. But I have swimming racks. Did anybody else get swimming racks?
I have swimming
have swimming.
racks. Well, I have swimming and diving, like kind of blended.
Okay, Lindsay, what do you got for swimming racks? We'll just start with you because she did the
Yeah.
work, you guys.
I have the stroke series by Megan Quinn. This is Megan Quinn's best series, you guys. Like if
I
you
like that series. I
women,
have that one too.
her best series. I love it. I think it takes place at the end at the Olympics, but they're all professional swimmers and it's hilarious rom-com. Wet by Allie Hazelwood, Fighting to Win by Nicole Flockton, that is swim and dive. And then I had a male swim that is relay by Layla Rain.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a soccer and swimming one that's settling the score by R.S. Gray. But I didn't put as many R.S. Gray on my list because I recommended so many of those 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I like her, I like her books. They're very low angst, easy reads.
And she has a series that takes place at the
Rio.
Rio
Games, yeah.
Rio Games. Jenny, do you have any swimming?
Westbrook Elite series by Cambria Herbert. She's got 7 books, about to be 8. The 8th one is the coach and an athlete. They're like a mix of male and male female, and all of them have at least one swimmer, if not 2.
Okay, pretty cool. Okay, Leah, what you got for swimming?
Well, I had the Megan Quinn series with the diving and the swimming, and then Jasmine Miller's Kings of the Water series. They are actually training for the Olympics in book 1. And then I don't know where I wrote down my other ones because I had multiple lists.
So
and I
Rebecca
lost them.
Yarros has a swimming book called Breaking the Surface. It features a swimmer dealing with some personal and professional challenges. Racing the Sun by Karina Hale. This book includes a character who's a competitive swimmer set against the backdrop of the Amalfi Coast. Rush by Maya Banks. It's sexy, but the hero uses swimming as his I'm angry and frustrated because she won't have the sex with me moments. But he does have a history of being an accomplished swimmer.
Oh, guys, I have a surfing one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm going back. So Max Monroe has a duet. It's The Day I Stopped Falling for Jerks, like that, the jerk duet. Like he is a surfer and like
Well,
it's the podcast one that's set up in like the podcast format.
we didn't talk about her, but Elizabeth O'Rourke has swimming and competitive surfing. Edge of Glory by Megan Vernon.
Vernon.
I don't know.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't
either.
know. She has a swimming book also. So that covers swimming. And then who else did diving Synchronicity by Kira Andrews. It's a male synchronized diving team.
I do like synchronized diving.
Okay, let's go on to.
I have Off the Deep End by Emily Silver, but for diving.
Oh, fun!
It's a diver and sports reporter.
Ooh.
Anybody have any thoughts on rowing romances?
There's the Lulu Moore or With Me.
Yeah.
Penny Reed, Elements of Chemistry. He is a rower. There's actually like a really nice scene in book 2 of that series where like they're out rowing and she's sitting on the beach. And anyway, there is Rocking the Boat by C. Kohler, which is a male college sports romance, and it is forbidden. It is the player and the coach. Age gap. And it's a slow burn because of that, but whatever. In Deep by Hannah Hayes, Bad Prince by Lillian Monroe. I probably have more on my list, but that's it for now.
So Lainey Davis has one called Filled Potential. It's an Olympic rower and a hockey player. So I love that. And then also for Rowing Steady by Rosie Birch and Float My Boat by Harriet Beaumont. Did somebody say that one already?
I do like that title though.
Float My Boat.
Mhm.
Those are also some rowing books. Out of Bounds by Lauren Blakely is beach volleyball. I didn't find a lot of beach volleyball romances.
Mm-mm.
Like, why are people not falling? So listen, authors. In 4 years, the Olympic Games are in Los Angeles. I need a multi-author group of books. You each pick an Olympic sport and write me a story about it set in Los Angeles. I need this.
You know, we could just do that, right? Like set it up
Okay, well, we need
and
to
recruit
do this.
authors and be like, hey, this is what I need you to write.
So what Leah's saying is basically we will, if we do do this, we will help you. Like,
Yes.
don't you think?
We have
Even
4 years
novellas.
I
to
would
do
read
this.
Even if they're novellas, like, why isn't there more beach volleyball romances?
Did you come across, like, aside from that one, did you come across any other ones?
No,
I've had a hard enough time finding
just-
volleyball in general.
Just Lauren Blakely's beach volleyball. I mean, seriously, I know it grosses Jenny out. I want a table tennis romance.
It's not the table tennis that grosses her out, it's the
licking.
licking of the paddle. Honestly, have you watched the badminton?
Have you
Too?
seen the players of badminton and
paddle
table
just don't.
tennis?
But honestly, like, it's intense. So intense.
But
It's
like,
like nerds gone wild.
I mean,
and
think
it's just
about it. If we
delightful to
had like
watch.
20 authors, how many sports did you find, Lindsay, are played
In just Summer
in
Olympics.
Summer Olympics?
Oh,
I
Summer
had
Olympics.
ones
is a
for
lot.
all of them. They weren't all represented. But did you know there's even like a subset that's sort of X Games?
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
skateboarding at the Olympics. The U.S. skateboarding team, their bus
But there's
broke
like
down
city
and they
and like half pipe.
skateboarded to their competition.
Mhm.
I have a skateboarding rack.
Do you? What do you have?
Yeah. Brazen by Allie Dean. It's 4 books. It's the same couple, but they're like he's like the professional skateboarder. She's getting started, and so like their journey through
Okay.
that. I enjoyed it, but I'm a little weird. So
But honestly, think about all these books because Leah's keeping a list of books that she needs.
Well, I need more skateboarding books.
well, I also have a BMX freestyle rack.
Okay, give it.
I got a whole
Uh,
lot of nothing when I looked it up, people.
The Weight of Rain duet by Mariah Deuce. The Weight of Rain and The Effects of Falling. The first one, like she's the nanny, he's a former BMXer, and they like she's not his nanny, she's his brother's nanny, and like kind of gets his to get
Spicy.
his confidence back to ride
Mm.
again. And then the second one is the brothers.
There's a new release out called Let the Games Begin by Rafaro Faith Mazura, Mazarura. This is a runner with a past, and she was an Olympic athlete in so they use Athens 2024 games.
Mhm.
And so it's a romance.
So in my
Forever
searching,
ago.
so Kick Push by Jay McLean features skateboarding, and then Rival by Penelope Douglas. It says it's the second in her Fallaway series. The female is a hobbyist skateboarder. Thank you, Reddit.
Waking Olivia by Elizabeth O'Rourke is track and field college.
Yeah, I had
He-
that one.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
He's the coach, and she's a transfer student in. Um, and so they kind of sparks fly and have emotions.
She sleep run, like
Yeah.
runs in her sleep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Lindsay, what about soccer romances? Do we have any soccer romances? Because there was soccer on today.
I do. I have soccer. I mean, I have every sport, you guys. Every sport. We already talked about. Yeah. So I'm gonna shout out to CW Farnsworth because I really liked her First Flight, Final Fall, and All the Wrong Plays. I forget what the series is. They're not a duet, but they are like it is like a 2-book series, and they're new adult. They're really young. So I think they're all like 22, but those were really good. And then I have Scoring Wilder by R.S. Gray. I didn't put too many soccer on here because there were just a lot of options.
Forging Glory by Lainey Davis. They're both pro soccer athletes, but the heroine also plays for USA Soccer. And there's some controversy with the president of USA Soccer within that book. And it deals with like how women's teams are treated and stuff. It's a very good book. Highly recommend that one. I think Beautiful Game by Lainey Davis. I think they also go to the Olympics. Lainey sent me a message today and she's like, I love the Olympics. Wait, maybe that's our first author for our Olympic.
There's our first
go.
author.
Write this down.
I have a couple soccers. So Terry Lane and A.M. Hargrove, they have one. It's called Worth the Risk. He is the soccer player. And then Kaylin Ames, it's book 1 in her series. It's called Trading Yesterday. He's a professional soccer player he's from the States, but he plays over in Europe. It's a secret baby. He comes home because, trigger warning, like the little girl has cancer and they need a transfusion, and like so he has to come home and he gets real mad. But it was very good. But I do have a track and field one. If you like Taboo, Kay Webster has one called Coach Long. He's the soccer or the track and field coach. She's a high school senior. So it's delightful. It's Kay Webster, so like it's gonna be.
Yeah. Scoring a Spouse by Liz Lincoln. She's the soccer star. And he's an overwork executive. It's a marriage of convenience with lots of secrets. And then Cleat Cute by Meryl Wilsner. Go ahead, talk about it.
It's a sapphic romance, and they're both they're on opposing teams, right?
Yeah, so Grace is the star of the U.S. women's national team, and Phoebe, who is a jokester, they're not on opposing teams. She replaces Grace, and they're preparing for the World Cup. It's spicy if you haven't read it. It's really good. The audio was fantastic. And I think the audio is in Hoopla.
Oh.
So if you're looking...
It's been on my TBR forever.
Yeah. So...
It is in Hoopla. I have it downloaded. I forgot. Yes, it's in Hoopla.
Yeah.
I also had Lessons in Letting Go by Jessica Peterson. That's part of her study abroad series. The girl goes to Spain and becomes his good luck charm. So he needs her to be at the games.
And Susie brought up the 1984 Olympic Games. Elizabeth Lowell has a book. She's an equestrian and he is a CIA type character. I have read that book. It is very good. I have not read it recently, so I don't know. I mean, it's 1984. It's currently 2024.
Yeah, 40 years. I don't know if that's holding up.
I don't know.
Well.
And I will say there are some fencing books in historical romance, but did we find any fencing in contemporary?
Yeah, seriously,
did.
Oh, okay.
I found it all.
So why don't we just let Lindsay talk?
And I pulled it all out.
Okay, Lindsay pulls out. Here we go.
There's an out of context quote.
Okay. On Guard, MJ Duncan. It's female, and Las Palmas Fencing Club. It's a full series. It's by L.A. Witt, and that's male. So,
okay.
I mean, I found every sport pretty much.
What do you have for basketball?
I have for women's basketball, I have Simply Connected, and then for normal
No,
That is a horrible thing to say. What
That
the?
was terrible.
that
That
was
was really bad.
that was very yeah.
It
Holy-
happens.
That was
Our
very
own
1984
sexism.
of you.
Our own
It was-
sexism comes out sometimes.
I'm gonna blame that on the sun exposure I had today. Wow. The
Charlie's
assist
not home to feed
Rebecca
her.
Genshak is
What was the title again?
The assist.
it's by Rebecca Genshak.
Okay.
Oh my
Lindsay can't get past normal now.
So I have The Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. Let
Right.
Me Hold You by Alexandria House. Also basketball. And When We Lied by Claire Contreras. She is a female college basketball star and influencer, which is very interesting because apparently that's been something that's really interesting in this Olympics. The amount of athletes that their day job is influencing.
Well, because being an Olympic athlete does not pay.
It doesn't. Well, that's why Flavor Flav picked up the women's water polo team. He happened to see a tweet by the captain of the women's water polo team talking about how she has to work 3 jobs to be able to afford to take time off to train and travel to the Olympics. Some costs are covered, but the majority of it isn't.
Right.
And it went on to talk about how they don't get as many sponsorship opportunities as the guys do. So a lot of the women water polo players are coming up with money on their
They're
own.
basically fundraising.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Flavor Flav responded back to the tweet and said, as a girl dad, this is not cool. My people will call your people. Well, come to find out, he hired the entire team into his LLC and gave them all jobs. And then he
Right.
also became the sponsor of the team to get them suits and stuff that they needed that they didn't have sponsorship money for. So like they got a chef when they're training. He helped do some rehab on the inside their locker rooms. And that is why he is constantly talking and promoting women's water polo, because he thinks it's one of the greatest, shows the greatest disparity between the men and the
Mhm.
women. So
But
if
this
you,
is like Flava Flav using like his platform for good.
Right.
yeah, and part of it is he said, I guess, in a couple different interviews that he's a girl dad. And
Mhm.
he sees that his girls don't get the same sporting opportunities that the boys in the neighborhood get. And he's not cool with this anymore. And now he has granddaughters. And really, again, did I
Also,
ever think that I would
Flava
be
Flav
sitting
as a
Right.
dad, like
and a
kind of
granddad?
blows my mind a little
So
bit.
is Snoop. But did I
I
ever
know, but
think,
Snoop I can see. I don't know why with Flava Flav it doesn't compute as well.
but did Becky of 2000, watching the old VH1 reality
Right.
shows, ever
Oh,
think
yeah.
that Flava Flav and Snoop Dogg would be the biggest ambassadors for Olympic sports?
But they're like doing a great job. Which, like the exposure that they're creating in like such a positive way though,
Yeah.
like is really good.
I would have rather had them during the opening ceremonies versus Peyton Manning and
Kelly
Kelly
Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson. Those two were fucking annoying. Like, I'll take Mike Tirico
Yeah,
over
but
the
that's
two
what
of
he
those.
does for a living.
Yeah,
Like,
that's his job.
Those two were annoying.
yeah, I didn't love the commentating
Liz
from
here
them.
says that she would like more equestrian romances. Sister, I'm there for you. I'm there. And if you
I
like
totally looked at those and was like, "Oh, this is not for me."
this is not for you. I mean, I will say Sawyer Bennett does have her saddlebred romances that are happening right now.
But they own the ranch. It's a little bit like the
The heroine in book 2, she's a trainer, but
Still-
nobody's riding a horse.
that's the thing,
Honestly,
nobody's riding the horses.
There's
They're
Olympic
riding other things.
equestrian. I have an Olympic equestrian in Rio. It's a novella, Wild in Rio by Lissa K. Adams. He is an Irish boxer. She is, I think, a U.S. member of the Olympic equestrian team.
okay.
And
That
yeah,
works.
it takes place in Rio. And then there's
Yep.
Remember Summer by Elizabeth Lowell.
Okay. And I think Remember Summer by Elizabeth Lowell, that's part of that 1984 Summer Games Olympic series.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think, is there any other books we need to talk about before we go on? Like, I mean, we always talk baseball recs. You can find those. I mean, gymnastics. I, of course, came across the Lucia Franco, which content trigger warnings. Check those before you read that one.
Golf.
I have golf
Golf.
ones too.
Oh,
And I
But
have lacrosse.
Carrie Aarons has a gymnastics one. It's called Blind Landing. I
Okay.
haven't read this one specifically, but I've read other books by her that I did enjoy.
okay, wait. You have lacrosse, Jenny?
Yes.
Too.
Okay, give me your lacrosse recs, because I didn't even know.
I have Love on the Sidelines by Brittany M. Mills. It's a novella. It's book 3 in the Sun-Kissed Summer series. It's multi-author, and they do 6 former college roommates and then like basically skip ahead in life, and this is where they're at.
Okay.
And Ava is the lacrosse coach, and Charlie is the niece. Like his niece is on the team, and his like love language is giving. So he gives a bunch of stuff to the lacrosse team, and Ava kind of struggles with it.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, Lindsay, lacrosse.
Body check, Kate Taylor.
Anything else?
Check.
Check.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to keep track of everything because we're jumping around a lot, and it's a lot of lists.
Okay, what about golf? I did not have any golf recs, but I didn't really go
Me neither.
looking for
I
golf.
have 4.
Okay, we're just
Wow.
going to start with Lindsay because this is Lindsay's episode.
It really is.
So I just finished Kiss My Putt by Tara Savek, and that
Oh, I
was
have that one.
so good. It was so good. And plus, it's based on a little island in Virginia, and I just loved it because like
There's a
I-
bowling one in that series too.
that series is so good. It has a baseball one. I love the baseball one. That whole series is so cute. And then The Sweet Spot by Rebecca Genshak, and then I have Fancy Pants and Lady Be Good by Susan Elizabeth Phillips.
So I have Hooked by A.M. Hargrove. He is the golfer. Marina Adair has one. It's called Sugar is Twice as Sweet. He's like a bad boy golfer and needs like an image adjustment. And then Jordan Marie has one. It's called The Perfect Stroke. I can't remember the series name, but it's in like her Crayon Gang, like family, like all the kids have color names. This is Grayson's book.
Did you have a golf book, Jenny?
I did not even look at golf.
Tessa Bailey has a golf book out there too. It just came out in the last year.
Yes. I can't think of the name of it though.
Okay.
Wait, if we're talking baseball, I need to add one.
Okay.
And just because like so many of them are just male, female, this one is a thruple book. It's called Outfield Assists by Kat Giraldo, and it is swim and baseball.
Okay. Was there any other baseballs anybody needed to talk about? I mean, we talk about baseball a lot.
I mean,
around
there's
here.
lots of baseball ones that we've talked about
Fangirl
before.
Down is the Tessa Bailey book. Thanks to Stacy.
Oh, Caught Looking by Tara Wyatt. There's a female coach in this book. It is a baseball book, and she played softball Olympics, I believe.
Okay.
That's good.
And
And then
what
yeah,
else?
I'll just
Keep
do that.
going, Linz, if you have
Talk about
more.
baseball a lot. Well, we've talked about baseball a lot. Falling for the Rookie by Trish Williford. This is based in Baltimore. It is based on the Orioles. The girl meets the hero on opening day, and he hits her in the face with a foul ball. His first at bat in the major leagues. It
That's
is
rough.
everything I love about baseball romance. It was a little cheesy.
hit in the face.
Well, Samantha
I mean,
Christie's
was
book
written-
does that
Samantha
too.
Christie has one.
Fangirl.
Samantha Christie has one. That's how they meet. I think his was a home run, but she
Yeah.
gets smashed in the face and ends up in the hospital because of it.
Okay, so one of the other things we talked about doing for this episode is books with the Paris vibe. So I think we'll just each give like 1 or 2 of those. I have Sweet Filthy Boy by Christina Lauren. And then Keep Paris by Kelly Kay. And actually, Kelly Kay's entire Keep series starts with a prologue in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want a Paris heist romance.
I want with like
That would
lots
be
of
cool. Like,
crepes.
yeah, there's a lot of places in Paris you could.
I mean, there's jewels and there's art, and I need a heist book in Paris.
I forgot to do this part of the episode, so I have nothing.
Jenny, do you have Paris books?
The French Connection series by Alison Root is there's 3 books in the series, and those are all sapphic romances. And I also put Mary Lies by Amanda Richardson because I kept like thinking when I was trying to think of Paris books, like her, The Fountain.
Yeah, Her and the Fountain. That's hilarious. Lindsay, did you have any Paris books?
I have the vibe that I would like at Paris, and it is a wrestling book. It is a paranormal monster wrestling book, which is technically wrestling as a sport represented at the Olympics, but it's called Impromptu Match by Lily Main, and it's also a male.
Okay.
But I'm going to shout that one out. And then I also have a cricket book. I'm just going to tell you the little known sports that
Give
you
it
wouldn't
to us.
expect it, because I don't have a Paris vibes romance. I just have a Paris hype while the Olympics are there. For cricket, there's Bad Girl Gone Wicked by Shilpa Siraj. And then there's rock climbing book, Taking the Heat by Victoria Dahl, and The Naked Edge by Pamela Clare. And then there's sailing. We forgot sailing.
Sorry.
No, we did not. You did not forget sailing.
I'm not a big.
Yep, I looked at sailing and was like, nope, again, not for me.
Lindsay, what did you have for sailing books?
Here for the Right Reasons by Jodi McAllister. I have so many recs. I'm gonna just send Becky
Just
an
keep
email.
going.
Yes,
We still got
please.
time.
We want them all.
Shooting. I don't remember if skeet shooting's actually on the list. I thought it was, but there's the Redemption.
But
by
they have like sharpshooting and stuff like that. So
Yeah, shooting is on the list.
yeah.
Well, and our upcoming Wednesday book is a
pentathlon.
pentathlon. So
The modern
Skeet
pentathlon.
shooting is an event.
Okay, I was thinking it was because I worked off the Olympic list. That is a hard task, you guys.
I'm very impressed with all that you have curated for us. So what's the skeet shooting book? Give us the title.
Oh, The Redemption by Nikki Sloan.
They skeet shoot in it?
What? I think so.
I don't.
They
I don't
do.
remember the skeet shooting.
They do. I forgot about
I
that.
think it's like a date or something.
Yes.
It's not. I don't think you do that professionally. I think it's more of a recreational thing, but
It still counts.
Well, apparently somebody's doing it professionally.
did we even talk about gymnastics? I can't remember.
Just
We did.
briefly.
We did briefly.
I didn't
and then
mark
we moved
that one
on.
off. I just tried to make sure we covered everything. Did we talk about track? Did we talk about tennis?
No, we
No,
we didn't
talk
do
about
tennis. What do you got for tennis?
Clean Point by Meg Jones and Love in Straight Sets by Rebecca Crowley.
Tennis, I have 40 Love by Olivia Dade, The Match by Winter Renshaw, Painting the Lines by Ashley R. King, and Love Game by Emma Scott.
Also, like, just a caveat, I didn't read all these books, but I did read all the blurbs because I am not going to recommend a book that I wouldn't read, and it really was problematic for me. I'll potentially have them all done by the next Olympics.
There we go. Okay, so there is our list of books.
And then some.
And then some. We will, I'm sure we'll do winter games or something. Who knows? But guess what?
We got 2 years.
Guess what, guys?
It's that time.
It's that time.
For book
of the week. It's book of the week time. Leah, what's your book of the week?
I'm actually doing a beta listen of Violent Attraction by Jocelyn Soto. It is very good. I had not read this book, so I'm really enjoying it. But I can't think of who the narrators are off the top of my head, but they blend really well. Like, I have to listen to it in like real time though, so it's a little discerning for me, but I am enjoying it a lot.
There we go. Lindsay, what's your book of the week?
I blame Leah for this.
You're welcome.
Say Bourbon Promises by Walker Rose. I really liked that book. I was not thinking I would. I don't usually like romances with like the baby trope in it. I read them, but I don't usually love them. And I really liked the way this book was handled, the marriage of convenience aspect. Like, Autumn is so unexpected. Man, she's a hard ass. I loved it.
Okay.
did not give him an inch. Like, he's a billionaire CEO, and she does not give him an inch. Not at all.
Jenny, what's your book of the week?
Everyone I Kissed Since You Got Famous by May Marble.
No.
I had to wait. I had to wait for it to be available from the library.
And
Okay, so I don't normally like third person point of view, and just the way they write together. And I definitely find myself slowing down because I don't want it to be over.
I know. It's so good, right? And it's not
It is.
typical sapphic romance. So for people that are like, oh, I don't think sapphics have really great chemistry or flirting or banter, this book has it.
And it's a little bit of a second chance, but
Yeah.
not quite.
Yeah, I could go on and on about this book, just like that opening sequence, like with the moms and stuff.
Yes.
Anyway, it's so good. And the concept behind it that she's been.
Yes. Yeah, both of them,
Yeah.
have very intricate stories.
It's really good. I'm so glad you're loving it.
I am.
Because I really like that book. It might be a book of the year. It was so good. And the audio is really, really well done, I thought. Okay.
What is your book of the week?
Beautiful Beast by Neva Alta. This is Raphael and Vasilia's.
Yeah, I don't know how to say her name.
We're going to do a quick shot of romance on this one, friends.
It's good.
It's their book. It's next gen in her Perfectly Imperfect series, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It's mafia. It's dark. What I love about this book is the heroine, she is a badass. She's a hacker. The tech is there. She's not
a shrinking violet.
She's not a shrinking violet. She's not too stupid to live. Faced with being kidnapped and being held by this big bad mafia boss, known hitman with a reputation, she still is pushing back and fighting against him. And I 10 out of 10 recommend that one.
It is really good.
So it is now time for our Patreon book pick of the week. Each week we'll feature a Patreon book pick. I didn't do one last week because we had the authors with us. But if we don't have authors, if it's just us, we will be doing them. If you're part of our Patreon, you can go into Patreon and it'll tell you how to send us your recommendations and what we want to hear. So each week we'll feature a Patreon book pick. This might be their last 5-star read or a book they think deserves more attention. This week's pick is from Stacy. She picked Whispers of the Deep by Emma Hamm. It was out on January 7th of 2024. It is a romantasy. It's enemies to lovers, captor, captive, caretaker, forbidden romance, slow burn, and language difference. The book is available in Kindle Unlimited and it is on audio. From Stacy. This is the first book in the Deep Water series, a fantasy romance between a human engineer and a deep sea merman. Humanity has retreated to underwater cities to survive after Mother Earth fought back. But these cities are threatened by dark mer people called Undine. Argus, leading an attack on a city, encounters Mira, an engineer fixing the city's structure. Tasked to kidnap Mira to learn human secrets, Argus finds himself forming a deep connection with her despite their different languages and cultures. This book features stunning world building, a slow burn romance, and a beautifully evolving relationship. If you've read Radiance by Grace Draven, it has similar vibes in that aspect, and they don't particularly find each other attractive at first. She highly recommends this book. It is perfect for summer.
It sounds really interesting.
Yeah. The cover is gorgeous, too. I will say the cover is very pretty. Thank you to Swag Pack sponsoring authors for July, Elaine Troemel, Sienna Snow, and Sarah Bale. You can find out more information about becoming a Patreon member at patreon.com/bookcaseandcoffee. Make sure you are back here Wednesday night for our discussion on Shielding Ember by Susan Stoker. And we are back then next Sunday night with another amazing episode of Buzzing About Romance. You can find the current list of books for our upcoming Wednesday episodes on our website. And at the end of this week, we will release September's lineup. And don't forget to follow us on social media for more updates and join our community of romance enthusiasts over on our Discord. If you loved this episode, please leave a review on your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Your support helps us bring more exciting content to you every week. Thank you, friends, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Until next time, everyone.
Happy reading, everybody.